Giorgia Meloni is facing one of the biggest political tests of her career. Italy's Prime Minister, who once emerged as one of Donald Trump's strongest allies in Europe, is now under growing pressure to create some distance from the US president as she prepares for a crucial election battle in 2027. For years, Meloni's close relationship with Trump was viewed as a political asset. She shared many of his positions on immigration, national sovereignty, and conservative values. Her government also cultivated strong ties with Washington, helping position Italy as a key bridge between Europe and the United States. But the political landscape is changing. Across Europe, Trump's policies and rhetoric have become increasingly controversial. Concerns over trade disputes, relations with NATO allies, the war in Ukraine, and broader geopolitical tensions have made association with Trump a more complicated issue for European leaders. For Meloni, the challenge is particularly sensitive. She leads a coalition that depends on support from both conservative voters and more moderate Italians. While many of her core supporters admire Trump's style and policies, moderate voters could view a close alignment with the American president as a political risk. Political analysts say Meloni is now trying to walk a very fine line. On one hand, she wants to preserve Italy's strong relationship with Washington. The United States remains one of Italy's most important allies, both economically and strategically. On the other hand, she must reassure European partners that Italy remains firmly committed to the European Union, collective security, and cooperation with Brussels. The balancing act has become even more difficult following recent political setbacks at home. Critics argue that some of Meloni's key domestic initiatives have faced resistance, while opposition parties are increasingly portraying her government as too closely linked to international conservative movements. As a result, discussions about Trump's influence have become part of Italy's domestic political debate. European officials are also watching closely. Many leaders within the European Union want clarity on where Italy stands on major issues ranging from defense spending and support for Ukraine to economic policy and future relations with Washington. Some observers believe Meloni is gradually repositioning herself. Rather than publicly distancing herself from Trump, she appears to be emphasizing Italy's independent role within Europe while maintaining diplomatic ties with the White House. This strategy allows her to avoid alienating conservative supporters, while also appealing to centrist voters who may be concerned about Italy becoming too closely associated with any single foreign leader. However, maintaining that balance may become increasingly difficult as the 2027 election approaches. Political campaigns often force leaders to make clear choices, and rivals are expected to scrutinize every statement, meeting, and policy decision connected to Trump and the United States. Supporters argue that Meloni's pragmatic approach demonstrates political maturity. They say she understands the importance of maintaining strong ties with both Washington and Brussels. Critics disagree. They argue that trying to satisfy both sides could eventually leave her vulnerable to attacks from all directions, especially if geopolitical tensions continue to rise. For now, Meloni appears determined to keep her options open. She wants Italy to remain a trusted partner of the United States, while also playing a leading role within Europe. But with the next election drawing closer, the pressure is only expected to intensify. The question facing Giorgia Meloni is no longer whether she can maintain good relations with Donald Trump. The real question is whether she can do so without paying a political price at home. And as Italy moves toward 2027, that challenge could define not only her election campaign, but the future direction of Italian politics itself.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to Mirror Now.